Good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Radical Sports Cars, and indeed welcome to a very sunny, gloriously sunny blue skies at the Goodwood Festival of Speed for 2019. Now, this is a very special event because not only do we welcome everybody here at the Festival of Speed, we also welcome our global live-streamed audience. So wherever you are in the world, welcome to the Festival of Speed and welcome to Radical Sports Cars. Today is a bit of a landmark day for Radical in its 22-year history. So much has been achieved in what is a relatively short amount of time, be it holding the lap record at the Nürburgring in a road car for 9 years or contesting the Le Mans 24-hour race 5 times, or coordinating alongside its dealers around the world 100 track and race events just this year. Very, very impressive indeed. But today we're incredibly proud to host Radical's first dynamic launch here at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Company growth continues apace at Radical Sports Cars, and in order to tell us a little bit more about that, would you please put your hands together and welcome the CEO of Radical, Joe Anwell.
Thank you.
Welcome, Joe. It's lovely to be here, isn't it? Beautiful setting, blue skies, sunshine, and I'm rather excited. We've got something very special planned for everybody. 2019 is quite a year of expansion, isn't it, for Radical?
Yeah, absolutely, Alan. But if I go back 2 years, 2 years ago, Radical Sports Cars had about 13 dealers worldwide. Today we can boast 32 dealers worldwide, and we're talking to dealers constantly. If you take a look at the map on the wall there, it just describes where we are represented around the world, and frankly it's everywhere from the South Islands of New Zealand through to the west coast of America and all points in between. What that really means for us is that there's plenty of opportunities to go racing, plenty of opportunities to have track days, and in fact we have 42 weekends of the year where there's a formal Radical race going on somewhere in the world. I just want to point out, if I may, Alan, last weekend, which was the last race we had, which was on Road America, I think last weekend, we had 40 people on the track. So it gives just an indication of the popularity and the way we're actually expanding across the world.
And not only do we have an awful lot of racing around the world, we've got a number of vehicles with which to choose to do it in. Let's just go through the ladder, if you like, of Radical cars.
Sure, well, if we start with the SR1, the SR1's our baby car. We call it our academy car, but it's a serious race car. We still use that car in the SR1 Cup. And we've been very successful in selling that car around the world. Our friends over in America in particular, Primal Autosports, Kuwait, Israel, Glinnica Group in Germany have bought batches of these. And these cars are designed to bring people into the world of autosports and to allow them to grow to the next levels.
Moving on to the SR3, the next rung on the ladder, if you like.
The SR3 is our base car. It's our most popular car. In the 22 years Radical's been around, we've sold 1,200 of the SR3s, so it's the most prevalent vehicle around the world. And in any of those places that you can see on the map there, if you were to go there, you'd see Radical SR3s racing.
SR8 is next, isn't it? That's an impressive beast.
Yeah, the SR8 has been designed as a thoroughbred race car. It's got twin Hayabusa engines in the back. And I just want to point out again, for the last 2 years, we were running as a support series for Pirelli World Challenge in America. And I'm not sure if you know, but that's a GT3 predominantly series. Our SR8 was 2 seconds a lap faster than the fastest GT3 car 2 years on the run. And that's pretty phenomenal for a car that probably cost a quarter of the price of a GT3 car and probably a quarter of the price to run.
It is amazing as we continue along the staircase, and we've got these graphically represented on the wall over here, everybody. The RXC.
The RXC, you can see that we've got a range of cars in the RXC range. It's a track day car, phenomenal performance again. It's out of the packet, 650 brake horsepower. We do the Coupe, we do the Spider, GT3 and GT. So a whole range of cars to satisfy most people who need to go on a track day.
So what we're really here today to celebrate is the next new step on the Radical ladder.
Yeah, the next new step on the Radical ladder is beneath this cover. It's our new track day road legal car. What we did is we listened to our dealer friends around the world, America, France, Germany, who all said to us, in fact, they pleaded with us, please make a road legal car. And that's what we did. We listened to them, and the Radical team, who you're going to be introduced to in a moment, took that concept and over 12 months have developed the new Rapture. Phenomenal performance, 0 to 60, 3 seconds, 176 miles an hour, and 350 brake horsepower. You'll see it going up the hill later today.
We can't wait for that. So now, everybody, Radical brings you the Rapture. Wow, just wow. Joe, a beautiful looking car, a brand new car. Spontaneous round of applause from those here at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and unmistakingly a Radical car.
Yeah, unmistakably Radical. It benefits from the lineage of 22 years of developing thoroughbred race cars. As I said a moment ago, it's got a top speed of 176 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. So all in all, a phenomenal car. It's powered by a Ford EcoBoost 2.3, which our team, who will be introduced to in a minute, have developed to give extra power. And I'm thoroughly proud of the car, and thoroughly proud of the team that's developed it.
It's absolutely beautiful, and I think it's only right and proper that we should meet the team because they're all here at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, everybody. Let's bring out the technical team. We've got with us today the chief designer, Nick Walford. We also have James Pinkerton, James Scott, Jamie Widnall, Rob Mason, Nathan Jones, and Steve Lester, everybody. Now, Nick is a very interesting chap if you get the chance to have a chat to him, because in Radical's 22 years in existence, Nick has been there pretty much from the start. So every one of these Radical sports cars are very much his babies, and I think he remembers each and every one of them, certainly if he gets a chance to have a little think about it. Let's talk to James Pinkerton first of all. Now, you've had the privilege, this is nice work, ladies and gentlemen, if you can get it. You've had the job of developing Rapture's powertrain. So I understand this has meant many hours behind the wheel of Radical's development Rapture. What does it feel like to drive, James?
Yes, I've been very lucky to have driven it for countless laps. It's absolutely savagely fast. It's powered by the latest generation 2.3 EcoBoost, which provides potent performance with a really linear tractable power curve. This coupled to a 6-speed transmission paddle shift gearbox is a really phenomenal package.
Is it fair to say, James, that you enjoy your work?
Yeah, it's not a bad job.
It's not bad work if you can get it. Very good. Thank you very much indeed to James. Pass the microphone down the line, if you would, to James Scott. Maybe you could tell us, obviously we can see this is an aerodynamic beauty, isn't it? Take us through the key aerodynamic features of the car, if you would please,
Yeah,
James.
we've done a lot of work on this car. Just going from a front car here, it's our first road car to be fitted with a race-derived double-tunnel diffuser. This really helps with the overall downforce on the car, the underbody stability, and particularly nice and stable under brake and really nice to drive. At the front of the car, you can see there's two large air intakes there just for our front cooling. We've done a lot of work on the cooling on this car just to make sure it's fit for purpose in all the environments around the world. And It's really gone really well in testing. The overall sort of dynamic of the car for aerodynamics is really nice and stable. It's really good aerodynamic performance, both on the track and on the road as well, which is nice and accessible. Coming towards the back of the car here, we've got a large new rear diffuser, and this is our biplane rear wing, which is new to the car as well.
It's absolutely beautiful. It looks like an aerodynamic treat. It really does. Thank you, James. Very good indeed. Pass the microphone down, if you please, to Jamie Widnell. Jamie, maybe you can, we've talked about the bits that we can see. Maybe under the skin you can tell us a little bit about the chassis and maybe the suspension as well.
Okay, so yeah, the chassis is FIA approved. And like all great track cars, it features double wishbone suspension, front and rear. This linked in with our unique radical roll bar system, the Nick Link, which takes its name from our chief designer, Nick Walford. Really makes the car an incredible package and drive, on the track and road. Finally, moving on to the interior of the car, you'll see the latest generation of the AIM MXL 1.2, full colour LCD race dash and data logger.
Which is why one of a wide number of track-focused options to help you develop as a driver, everybody. Thank you very much indeed to our technical team. Stay where you are, don't run away. Let's keep you here for just a couple of moments because I'm going to come back to Joe now. The first question, you mentioned that it's going to be a road legal car. It is a road legal car. In which countries of the world, because obviously legalities are different all over the world, in which countries of the world will it be legal?
Okay, so we're taking the car through IVA approval to make sure it's road legal in the UK and across all the European continent. And later this year, we're looking at the US. Of course, the US is a mixed bag of legislation, so we're going to take the US state by state, and I expect to be in the US later this year or very early next year with this car.
Now, I'm very proud. In recent weeks, I took a visit to Radical Sports Cars HQ. I'm going to ask the question, Joe. I know the answer to this. Where's it going to be built? Because we can be quite proud of this, can't we?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be built in Peterborough in our new Rapture facility. The Rapture facility was kindly opened for us last week by His Royal Highness, the Duke of Gloucester, who gracefully came along and opened the facility. And actually, we couldn't get him out of the place when he saw these race cars. So he's obviously a petrol head, bless him. So yeah, in Peterborough.
All in-house. Absolutely fantastic. Here's the million-dollar question, I guess. When do orders open, and how much does the Rapture cost?
Okay, so we've already taken some orders sight unseen from our friends in Germany at Glinnecker Group, also from Marcus Seuss in France. Orders can be taken now, and the price is £89,500 plus VAT.
That's pretty cool that you've sold cars even before we unveiled it here. This is the global launch today.
Yeah, well, we know that Radical made road legal cars a few years ago, especially in Europe. They were very well received. This car is designed to be a road legal car that you can go and have fun on a track day and drive it home again. And so we've responded to the pleas of our dealers, and hopefully we'll get the success that this car deserves.
It's absolutely fabulous, and I'm sure you all agree, everybody here at the Goodwood Festival of Speed and around the world on our global live streamed audience. We've never done this before, and it's an absolute delight to bring you some of the feel of the Goodwood Festival of Speed, which is a unique event, and also this, the unveiling of the Radical Rapture, is a unique event for us as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe. Any final thoughts? Any thoughts on our first global live streamed unveiling of a car that you're very proud of?
Well, I think I've enjoyed it very much, and thank you to everyone that's come along and shared this occasion with us. It's the biggest event, I think, that's happened in Radical in the last 5 years. It's certainly the first car we've launched in the last 5 years. My personal thing today is I'm going to go and enjoy watching the other Rapture go up the hill very shortly with a professional driver, Joe, in it, and some invited guests who I hope they're the same colour when you get out of the car as when you get in the car.
Well, you can't miss the colour of the car itself. It is in radical yellow, so it's very bright, very noticeable, and ladies and gentlemen that are here at the Festival of Speed can see the Rapture going up the famous hill climb course here at Goodwood Festival of Speed at 10:25 in real life, and our stand here at Radical is just next to Molecombe Corner, one of the most exciting points on the hill climb course. For those of you that are watching around the world on the live stream, the Goodwood Festival of Speed has its own live stream as well, so you can keep in touch with all the action here at the Festival of Speed. I cannot wait to see the Rapture on course here at Goodwood. Thanks to our technical team, everybody. A round of applause to them. They worked very hard on this. To Nick Walford, to James Pinkerton, James Scott, Jamie Widnall, Rob Mason, Nathan Jones, and Steve Lester. Thank you, gentlemen.
Well done, guys.
And a huge thank you to CEO of Radical Sports Cars, Joanne Will, everybody. And thank you for your attention around the world on the live stream and here at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. This is the Radical Rapture.